Hi folks, and welcome to Isle of Wight Bushcraft. This time you join us today at Isle of Wight Bushcraft base camp, and this time out going to be making a pot crane without the need for any cord, so stay tuned. So hi guys, going to be making a pot crane, very handy piece of bushcraft equipment that we can use for suspending pots and so forth over the fire. But I thought it'd be good to make one without use of cord. In our base camp we just don't want bits of cord laying about everywhere. So if we can, we just want to stick to wood only. So this is what we're going to do on this video, is just make a pot crane without the use of any cord. So first of all we need to source a couple of timbers. So what we're going to do is we need a timber, obviously we need our main stanchion, our main upright timber, and also a timber with a Y. And also one with a hook, we might call a J, a sharp J, shaped stick to hook onto the main upright. Go and source those timbers, and then we'll get them prepped. So I've looked around for some timbers to source. We'll take this one. There's some nice sort of field maple around and birch, but don't really want to take those. They're valuable, useful trees, but there's plenty of these old ash saplings about that are growing up and really need thinning out really. So I'm going to take this one here, and then we'll source our other timbers, the Y and the here we are. So I've just found a nice hazel sucker with a lovely V in it, so we'll harvest this one and use this as one of our timbers for our pot crane. So as you can see, I've just found an ideal piece that I can use for my hook. So I'm just going to harvest this piece here. Okay, so I've got my timbers ready, so we'll prepare these timbers and assemble our pot crane. Okay, so we just take the axe, and what we'll do is we'll put a point on this stick. So what we can do now is we can cut this to length, and then we can hammer this into the ground, and then we'll prepare our Y stick and our J stick. Okay, so I'm just cutting this at an angle, obviously, because when I put it on the main stand of the pot crane, it's going to be at that angle. So, and the idea is to cut this and then leave a spindle and so far, which you're going to insert into the horizontal timber to make our crane. So just do that. So I'm just put my diagonal cut, and I'm just taking off the excess timber now with a machete. And I want this to be about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch thick. The idea is that there's going to be a spindle that comes up there, and that's going to insert into our horizontal timber, in which we are going to just use our tapping tool to bore a hole. So there we are, just finishing the spindle off now. What I'll do is I'll just use the knife to round this off a bit more, and that's that part done. Okay, so I'm just using a knife to round that off. And there we are, it's pretty good. So you see the angle that we got cut there, and then this spindle. We'll trim that to suit a bit later. So on to the next bit. So I've bought this wood boring tool with me, which I use for tapping birch with. What I'm going to do is take this wood boring tool, and this is our horizontal J stick, and just bore a hole through at an angle, which is in line with our Y stick, and then the spindle that we cut on the Y stick will then insert through that that angle. Will then go through this horizontal timber, and that will make our pot crane. So as you can see, I'm just using the my birch tapping tool to drill or bore a hole through this horizontal J stick. We call it a J stick just for ease of reference. And the idea being is, once I bore through at that angle, you can see I've marked the angle there. We can insert then the spindle on our Y stick, and then split the end of the spindle, and then put a wedge in to make it tight in the hole. So we'll just carry on doing this. Maybe I'm just boring through with a tool, and just coming through there. There we go. Take that out now, and we're good to go. So we've got our Y stick now, and all we've got to do is insert the spindle into our cross member. Okay, well there we are. We've put the Y stick in. Now the spindle through our hole that we've bored. All we got to do now is just trim this off, which we'll do now. And once we've trimmed that off, just put a wedge in there just to make it a bit tighter, and we should be good to go. There we are, just put a little split in there now. Drive a little wedge in there, and then that's nicely anchored in there without the need for any cordage. There we are, folks. We've assembled the Y stick into our J stick. There we are. All we need to do now is just put that onto our upright timber, and there we go. We have our pot crane. That's the other good thing about this. You just swing it out of the fire, just swing it round, but we can adjust that now to any height we want, and we've got a pot crane without the use of cordage. There we are. There's our pot crane. Good to go. So there we are. We can just put our billy can on our pot hanger and swing it round or lower it. Just take that off a minute. It's a little bit high. Just lower it, and that's the reason why I love these, is because you can just adjust the height. Put your billy can on and then just swing it over the fire. And once it gets, if it starts to get too hot, simple, just swing it out from the fire and lift it off the pot. So they're a great little thing to use, these, and probably took me about an hour and a half to make this, but once it's made, because it's our base camp, once it's made, we've got it permanently. So there we are. Just put that over the fire like so, and we're good to go. There we go. Well, there we are, guys. I hope you found that useful. It certainly works for me, and yeah, appreciate you joining me, and all being well, I'll see you in the next video. So take care, guys, and bye for now.